What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to walk you through the process of creating your physical inventory. So that's the document that you're going to use to send your ERPS clerks down to get the counts, get those numbers. And it's a fairly simple, quick process. The key is to make sure that you click on the right things, because the transaction guide that you will find for this T code gives you some steps, and then your numbers are not going to match. So your mat sit is what feeds the information that goes into your physical inventory. And if you base it off of what the transaction guide tells you, you're going to have a substantial difference in those numbers. I don't know why. I've submitted a trouble ticket for that based off of why they would have that still there. Maybe it's because nobody's brought it to their attention, because based off of the way that I've understood it, not many people are doing physical inventories within their units, because it's not a easy process, at least based off of the way that it is right now. There's a lot of steps and everybody's nervous about it. So just make sure that when you go through this process, you follow these. And if you got other people that are running into this issue, share this video with them and this series with them so that they understand how to do this properly. And I will update you guys if something comes to light of this. So let's go ahead and get on the computer and walk you through the process. All right, so your T code that you're going to use is MI31. As you can see, we have a trend going on here with the MI. I'm not sure why it's MI when it should be like PI or something along those lines. I'm not sure why MI is the one they chose. So the keys, what you're going to do here is put in your plant, your S-loc, and then uncheck materials marked for deletion. Now, this is where it gets kind of sketchy. So according to the transaction guide, it tells you to click on sort and choose plant, S-loc, stores, bin, all this, right? That is not what you want to do. What you want to do is click on account to stock, and then only materials without zero stock, because otherwise it's going to show you everything with a zero stock, and I'll explain that in a moment why it does that. And then we're just going to click on execute. And you can see we have 553 lines. Now let me pull up another. I'm going to show you how you can match this with your mat sit. So what you'll do is click on your mat sit. You will click on materials management, plant 2000, and then your stores location. And then we're going to click execute. Once this comes up, what you can do is export it as a spreadsheet. As you can see, I've already done this. This is how I've done it earlier. I don't know of another way to find out how many lines are here. So a line is an NSN and the number of that NSN. It's not by parts. You're not looking up the individual numbers. So right here I have 4 of these. I'm not looking at 4 of these individual lines. I'm looking at one line and I have 4 of them. So when I say lines, it's what I'm talking about. So we scroll all the way down until we get to the bottom, if I can get it to work. And we have 554. So that first line is the header, so it doesn't count. So we have 553 lines. So that's how I get that information, so that I can match it and make sure that my information is correct. At this point, what you're going to do is click on select all, and then you're going to create the documents. It's going to do its thing, and then it's going to come back and it's going to give you these numbers. And as you can see, I don't have any errors. If it does have some errors, which when I did this before, it gave me some errors, it will tell you what those errors are. And then you can show the results. As you can see here, I have so many that I cap out at 300 and start over. Now, if you don't want to have 2 different documents, you can raise your total number to a higher one. And I'll show you in a second how you do that. So we're going to click OK. We're good there. We're going to back out. So how you change your lines is you change it right here. So we're going to change that to a 600, and it would capture all of those onto one document of what I have. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to uncheck this, make it just like it was, and I'm going to click on sorting and then plant location. And then I want to click execute. As you can see, I have 1,468 that didn't show up on the other one because these are all zero balance. Now, if I do the same thing and select all, create documents, now I'm going to get some errors, and it's going to explain to me what those errors are. Now, depending on your situation will determine what you do to update to get those errors to go away or fix it where those errors are no longer errors. But most of mine were alls. As you can see, I got 28. I'm going to show the results. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ones. So I'll back out, and I'm going to do this again. So I've got all my predetermined because those 28 did not populate. So I'm going to click on execute. It's going to show me 28. We're going to highlight those and then try to create the document. And as you can see, they're all errors. And those errors you can see right here, it explains what that error is. So that is where you're going to have an issue, and it explains how to fix it. That is how you create your physical inventory. All right, so you can see it's a fairly simple process. As I go through this, I can see that it's really not that difficult. The problem is just the fact that there's so many steps that go along with it. They're supposed to be making a new way to do this within my workplace. I can't wait until they do because it's supposed to be so much easier, but I mean, only time will tell. We will see when that update comes out. Should be hopefully next month, but we'll see. So March 2021, we'll see if that update comes out. But you'll still have this option. This is how you can do it. But the reason that if you don't run it the way that I showed you by not using the sorting, if you use the sorting, it's going to pull up stuff that's zero stock. And what that is the way that G-Army works is based off of historical data. So if you order this widget and you don't have any more of that widget, it's not going to show up in your mat set because you have a zero balance of it. It's no longer there. But it stays in there as a part of your inventory if you want to capture those zero balance stuff because you've ordered it. So when you order it again, that same widget, it's not going to be a surprise because you've ordered it before. I mean, it all depends on how. It's all about keeping historical data. Eventually, the intent is to get away from paper everything. The Army is trying to go paperless for, I mean, probably decades now, especially since computers have really like ramped up. But we are still holding on to paperwork for ARMs. I mean, damned if you do, damned if you don't. But get off my soapbox. Hopefully you got something from this. Hopefully it's helping you in the process of conducting your inventories. I know that this is taking a little bit. It's taking me a long time to do this, but it's better late than never. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. Comment below if you got any more questions or concerns. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, you're just missing out because the channel is growing. We're growing like crazy, and I'm stepping into other things, so make sure you subscribe.